Okay, so real quick, so you know what this video is about right off the rip. We're gonna be talking about Daniel. Oh man, I forgot the name of the dude. Daniel Penny. He turned himself in. I forgot the name of the individual that he is currently going to be hopefully indicted, and then this court case happens. And I want to speak real quickly about why this is important. For anybody that might not understand the importance of this and why this is particularly important in New York City. So there was a joke made the other day by one of the people who were talking at the podium when they was particularly speaking on this. I believe it was the city comptroller, right? So he made a joke and he said that this is not Gotham. He also looked high as hell, by the way, but he made a joke and said that this is not Gotham. And I want to say something real quickly. We cannot have the type of vigilanteism that incorporates murder, death, or grave harm to people, especially when it's not merited. We can't have that type of vigilanteism. Shout out to Young Earl. He says, good morning, salute. This is Jack Frost, BB and family, to everyone in the chat. How you doing this morning? We cannot have. Also, I am hoping everybody returns back to the green team. Once again, we had a monetization issue. So I am hoping, I forget to say this. I'm supposed to be saying this like 5 or 6 times every show. I'm hoping everybody decides that they might want to return to the green team. We could sure use that's the type of support that helps us be able to bring you content. You know, we have to have support in order to bring you content. Whenever the support dwindles, the ability to bring content also dwindles. With that being said, which is logical. Sounds like common sense, you would think. But some people think when you have less support, you're supposed to be able to produce more results. I don't understand that. In any regard, so just so we could be clear, we cannot have the type of vigilanteism that obviously is the situation that's happening or happened on the subway. And before we get into the city's bad, the city is bad. I had somebody pop up in one of my chats and say, do I even understand what defunding the police mean? Yes. Taking resources that the police currently is telling everyone that they need and taking those resources back. I know what defunding means. It means you have a certain amount of funding and we're going to remove some of the funding. I want to say something real quick. And this is what I mean by you have to have people that have that platforms, that think for themselves. It's just that's so important. I know y'all want every single person with a platform to just say whatever your leaders are saying and just parrot everything that they're saying because, you know, racism. But I want to just point something out about why I could not be for defunding anything that's important. So there's this thing that was created by the Bush administration, and it's called No Child Left Behind. So I want to explain to you the premise of this first, and then I want to explain to you how hated, or I'm not going to say hated, but how people argued with me over this when it was first put into existence. So basically, No Child Left Behind says that any school that is not performing up to a certain standard is going to have its government assistance, its government, the monies that the government gives them to run, taken away from them, and they're going to then give that money to a school that's doing well. I'll say that again for everybody that don't get it. Every school that underperforms, what the government said that they're going to do is they're going to take resources from that school and give it to the schools that are performing well. Now, when this first happened, I said this is a terrible idea. So you're telling me you're taking money from the schools that need it, obviously, because they're underperforming, and you're giving it to the schools that are overperforming or performing up to par, and you're rewarding the schools that's doing well. Okay, boom, I'm here for that. But you're taking the schools that are suffering and you're putting them in a worse situation. Now, when that first happened in New York City, I'm in a ton of arguments with people because they're busy telling me I don't know what I'm talking about. They're saying that this is a great idea. This is going to force the schools to do this and force the schools to do that. You can't force somebody to do something that they're not capable of. You understand what I'm saying? You can never force somebody to do anything that they are not capable of. If the schools are not capable, they're not capable of getting getting a better performance out of the students. Taking funding from them isn't going to help that situation. How? That doesn't make sense. So you're telling me that the police, also, just so you know, the schools went all the way downhill since then. Schools are terrible in New York City. This is one of the worst places you could possibly send your child to school. We have school buildings that got 5 and 6 different schools in one damn building, fam. That don't even make sense. Because the school can't get enough funding from the damn government. The schools aren't bad because the teachers are bad. I'm pretty sure there's tons of wonderful teachers out there doing the best that they can. The schools aren't bad because the principals are bad. I'm pretty sure that there's principals out there doing the best that they can. I'm not saying anything negative about the actual school system. I'm talking about the government's inability to want to fund the schools because of this program that they put in place that was defunding the schools that were doing bad. Now, with that being said, why would you want to defund the police? So we have a vigilante problem on the subway. The dude that lost his life, I'm so sorry. His last name is Neely. I forget his first name. The dude that lost his life on the train because he was hungry and he was suffering. And we live in a world where people, they wish the worst for other people because that's their entertainment. That's literally the world we live in. Tell me where I'm wrong. Not every person, but there's so many people that wish the worst for other people because that's literally their entertainment. They enjoy seeing people suffer. They want people to suffer. This is the world that we live in. I'm not saying everyone, but I am saying there are so many people that operate this way. And in the people that don't operate this way, too many of them stand around and watch. The reason why that man lost his life because there was people on that train that enjoyed seeing him being choked out. I think that we need to really be focused on what the real issue is. The real issue is people aren't caring about people as much as they used to. The real issue is the internet has hardened people's hearts to the point where people don't care about people no more. All they want to do is see, not every person, obviously, but we have too many people that want to see others suffer and too many other people that rather not get involved. And then we got people that just like watching people suffer. But, I didn't do it. But they enjoyed watching. And that's why that man lost his life. So the choker has turned himself into the police. Personally, I think he should get time. That's my personal opinion. as far as everything that I know about the situation right now, before court happens, before we actually go see what's going on, for everything that I know right now, I believe that he should be getting time. And the reason why he should be getting time is because we don't want to encourage more vigilantism. Because what's going to happen when you have that guy walking around New York City, or that woman going around New York City fatally attacking people that are actually committing crimes? Then what? Then what? What happens when you get a group of people that decides to do this? To fatally attack people that they believe are committing crimes. So one of the things that they'll put you in jail for the longest, two of the things that they'll put you in jail for the longest is arson, and if you just hitting people with your car. Like if you just randomly just, they'll throw a book at you. You want to know why? Because that means that it could have been anyone. There's a lack of disregard for human life. The lack of disregard for human life will get you so much more time than an accident. This guy, this Daniel Penny, he's a military man. There's no way in the world you could convince me that he didn't think that choking somebody out for 15 minutes wouldn't result in their death. This Daniel Penny is a military man. There's no way in the world, there's nothing that can happen that can convince me that he had no idea that holding someone in a chokehold and restricting their breathing. What up, Nisi? And restricting their breathing for 15 minutes wouldn't result in that person's expiration. There's no way that you could explain this to me. He's in the military. He knows how to do a chokehold that can cut off your breathing and a chokehold that could cut off the blood, whichever which way you want to put it. Mr. Nearly passed away from asphyxiation, so he couldn't breathe. And it was deemed a murder, a homicide, pardon me. You want to know what the problem with vigilantism is? I'm going to explain something. And this is why you must be careful and cautious when somebody comes to you and tells you that somebody did something to them. People lie, fam. And people get shit confused, fam. And people might be watching something from a distance and not know what they're looking at. You only have an understanding up to the capability. You can only understand something up to the depending on the knowledge that you've acquired. So if you don't know something about something and you see that thing that you don't know anything about, you will have no understanding of it because you don't know anything about it. That's why it's so dangerous for people who think differently from others. Because when you're not a sheep, people tend to think you're crazy because you're always doing things that go outside of what normally people would expect because you are different. You understand what I'm saying? You understand? So with that being said, just so we can be clear, vigilantism is wrong for a ton of different reasons. We're not Batman. We don't know about situations and we don't know what's going on. They didn't know that man from Adam. They didn't know that he'd been suffering for years living on the street, homeless. They didn't know when was the last time he ate. He got on the train and started wailing about how hungry and thirsty he was. It's one thing to not want to give the guy any money. It's another thing to attack him. The lack of compassion I understand sometimes I be talking about things and a lot of you can't really grasp the concept. Like as angry as people as confused as people might sometimes be on a subject, most people grew up, even if they was raised or been around a dysfunctional household, there were certain things that was there that's quantifiable. So a lot of people can't understand that this man grew up in a group home. I believe that man had no family. He had no nothing. But you see, most people they grew up around love. They grew up around people, or they've been around people that care about them. They've been around people that it's important to that person that they win. So a lot of people they can't understand what that man is going through, what happened, how that happened, and how terrible it actually was. Because they can't even understand having a life that nobody loves them. They can't even understand. They can't comprehend that. Having a person live the whole life and just nobody loved them. We just have a lack of compassion in the world. That man lived his whole life, basically nobody wanted him. And in his last moments, all he was doing was screaming out for help. And nobody cared enough to listen. They decided that attacking him, holding him down, and restraining him was the way to go, rather than just giving him the sandwich. I'm busy over here thinking about how many people was laughing at him as he was dying. How many people was on the train laughing? Because you know they think it's funny. Because there's no compassion. It's like it's obvious why. I'm gonna say something, but it's obvious why Satan feels so comfortable exposing his plans in the world. If there's no reason why Satan shouldn't feel like the majority of the people on the planet right now wouldn't be susceptible to sodomy. There's no reason why he shouldn't feel that way. I think the max that they said dude could give is a 10 years. Max that dude could get is 10 years. I don't know how much time he should get. I don't know. We don't know the situation. We don't know the situation of the individual that did the thing he did. Remember, the government doesn't treat their military well, allegedly. So we don't know. We don't know how the military officers. Pardon me. We don't know his military history. We don't know if he's been being taken care of, if he's still in the military for one, and if he isn't, if we don't know if he's being taken care of, you know. I know quite a few people who used to be military, quite a few on good terms, and one of the things they all complain about that have to go to the hospital is the because we got a veterans hospital up here in the Bronx. They all complain about that place. I had to go up in there a couple of times, but they all complain about that place. So we don't know the mental well-being of the officer, and whether the military, the dude Daniel Penny, he might have needed help also for different reasons. That's part of the issue and part of the problem that we have here in America, or just in the world, probably in general. I'm just only in America, so that's where I know about it. But that's part of the issue and part of the problem that we have. It's a lack of compassion, fam. It's an idea that everything is open for criticism. Imagine if God put the words in somebody's mouth, and unbeknownst to you, you then criticize those words that God put in somebody's mouth. Because not because you had real knowledge you was trying to inquire on, but just because you just say anything that that person say, I'm going to say the opposite of. But God is putting words in this person's mouth. God is a whole message that he probably doesn't want everybody to hear, but he needs certain people to hear. So imagine. So that's the world that we currently live in. You're literally either part of the problem or part of the solution. There is no other way to go about that. You could pretend to yourself like none of this has anything to do with you. You could pretend to yourself like this is, but everything has a connection. Especially if you live in New York City. They just started the robot dogs that I believe have guns on them in San Francisco. Y'all know about that, right? Listen to pay attention. They had an AI, a chat GPT AI thing. They asked them to pull up pictures on the internet. Well, it pulled up pictures on the internet of what a criminal looked like. I think 90% of the images were black men. It was like 80 or 90%. Ridiculously high percentage. Why am I saying this? You are arguing that human beings can't police human beings. What do you think is going to be next? What do you think they're going to think they're pushing for? People just not paying attention. They so busy looking for somebody to hate that they don't pay attention to what's going on. They so busy. Too many people are looking for people to laugh at. Too many people are looking for people to hate. Too many people are looking for people to argue with. I'm at the park the other day, just yesterday. So some young kids come in, three young kids. I'm like, oh man, whatever, right? So they come in, and street niggas, whatever the case is. So they come in, young kids, right? Two boys and a girl, right? So I guess they thought I didn't know that the girl was a girl. There's no reason why I wouldn't. So I say, all right, so what's the teams, right? So initially it's supposed to be me, the girl, and the two other guys on the and the two other boys on the other team. That seems reasonable, right? Because I'm a grown adult. Give me the girl on my team. But apparently they decided that that's not what they wanted to do. But before we got to that point, we getting ready to start. So I point at one guy and say, I got him, you got him, right? I pointed to two dudes. I think the girl's on my team. I pointed to two dudes. I got him, I got him. That's basketball lingo. They didn't know what I was talking about. They had no idea what I was. The only person that knew what I was talking about was the girl. They had no idea what I was talking about. It almost turned into a whole argument. It didn't even make sense. Are you listening to what I'm telling you? I repeat it. So I go to the park. I'm shooting at the park. These three young kids come up, right? Three black kids, three young kids come up, right? So a girl, two boys, right? So they come up. They ask, "Do I want to play it too?" I say, "All right, I play it too." Whatever, right? So when we started initially, what was conveyed to me is that the girl was going to be on my team and the two boys was going to be on the other team. So I'm like, all right. So I'm like, y'all ready? They're like, yeah, we ready. I said, all right, I got him, the taller kid, and then there was another shorter kid, and I said, you got him. The taller kid starts saying, arguing. I don't know what the fuck he arguing about. I don't understand. I told them, forget it. I don't even want to play. But then we got it ironed out and we played. But the point I'm trying to make is simple basketball lingo on who you choose and who to guard. These people did not know. What's going to happen when it's already hard enough for people in our communities to sometimes have a conversation with a police officer, because often police officers live outside of the demographic that we're used to. um, a lot of times in New York City, you got police officers that live somewhere else and they might not know the neighborhood. They might not know the lingo. So what do you think is going to happen when we're dealing with freaking robots, fam? Especially a robot dog, fam. Imagine a robot dog, fam, roll up on you in San Francisco ready to arrest you. Where's we don't even know where the flesh and blood police officer at. The robot dog roll up on you ready to arrest you, fam. All he got is a gun. He cannot verbally have any back and forth with you or nothing. What do you think is going to be happening? What do you think is going to happen when they just decide that certain robots in this particular area just go malfunction? What do you think is going to happen, fam? So this vigilanteism is not a good thing. Defunding the police is not a good thing. The AI, boom, do you understand? I mean, give me 1 second. But do you get what I'm saying, Nisi? I know I call you Nisi. I don't know if it's supposed to be Nicey. But do you get what I'm saying, Nisi? Give me 1 second. I don't think people get it. So I'm saying all that to say this, right? Do you remember a certain, do you remember a certain, how do you say, who am I thinking? A certain activist, and I'm not trying to talk shit. I'm just pointing stuff out because this is points of contention to speak on. Do you remember a certain activist was saying that we have to police our own streets? This is what policing our own streets look like when we're not working together. There was 3 people there. Why did this man need to be choked out? I think the other 2 people should also be charged, by the way. There was 3 people there. Why did that? 3 of them couldn't hold down a dude that can't get food. Like, he don't have no food, my nigga. You know how weak he was? 3 people couldn't hold down a dude that's hungry and thirsty. 3 of them. Just so we could be clear. Ain't weighed all of a fucking $110. 3 people. They couldn't, just so we could be clear, when they start arguing, the argument is going to be people who was in fear for their life. Just so we could be clear. 3 people couldn't hold down a dude that's malnutrition. Three people couldn't hold down a dude that was malnutrition. This guy got to get time, fam. Because I'm going to tell you what happened if this dude don't get time. If this dude don't get time, street justice is going to go up. And when street justice goes up, a lot of people are going to get killed because of lies. You do understand this, right? If this dude doesn't get time, street justice is going to go up. Once street justice goes up, there's going to be a lot of people getting killed over shit that they didn't do. There's going to be a lot of people getting killed over fake paperwork. There's going to be people getting killed over just lies. Just random lies that somebody thought was funny to say. So, just so we can be clear. You know, sometimes people are mad at you and you don't know why. I'm going to tell you why they're mad at you. Because they lied on you to somebody. They told somebody a lie on you. And the lie didn't work. They don't want to admit that they lied. They don't want to admit that they're a liar. They don't want to admit that they're dishonest. So what they do is they try to blow the lie up even bigger and make the lie seem even worse. Because now they have to exaggerate more and more and more and more to get somebody to believe them. So now something that was probably a 2-second conversation now turns into a 20-minute argument. So I say all that to say this. They got to give that dude time. They don't have a choice. The mayor knows this. The DA knows this. Homeboy's lawyers know this. Jail isn't going to be bad for him. He's been in the military. He's going to be fine. I promise you, he's going to be fine. He was in the military. He's going to be fine. Jail was going to, he's just going to go do his time. He's going to come home. When he come home, his shit might be fucked up because he was just in jail the last couple of years. But he's going to go do his time and he's going to come home. But the dude that died didn't have to die. Anything else y'all want to talk about, put it in the chat. That dude that died didn't have to die. Also, shout out to Casanova 2-time. So Casanova 2-time has been, it's come out, I believe it was on, I'm not going to say where it was at. I'm not 100% sure. I just heard academics speaking on it. So Casanova 2-time is basically asking people to pray for him before his sentencing. Just want to let y'all know, Casanova 2 times want y'all to pray for him before his sentencing. He's been getting a lot of bad press. I'm gonna say something real quick. So, ever since the tax stone thing happened, has anybody noticed that Troy Ave has backed up away from Casanova 2 times? Like, he has not been talking shit about Casanova 2 times. Remember, he was talking mad shit about Casanova before the verdict. After the verdict, he has not been talking that much about Casanova 2 times. He's been talking about, I guess he got his hands full right now with Mano, my son, and Taxstone, I guess. Like, well, Mano and my son, Taxstone's not responding back to him. We can't, so there's that. But I just thought that was interesting. But he wants you to pray for him. Also, rest in peace, Banger. He does want you to pray for him. He says, "Yo, look, pray for me. My sentencing is coming up. I don't want to get hit with 20 damn years, or whatever the hell. You don't want to come home when he's like, his grades got grades. By the time Tory Lanez come out, like, sheesh. I wouldn't be surprised if they give Tory Lanez about 10 years, man. About 10, 11 years. Not the minimum, but a little bit more. I wouldn't be surprised if they give him about 10, 11 years. I wouldn't be surprised if Taxstone gets... I'm just going to be quiet because I don't want nobody to think I'm screwing them. But I wouldn't be surprised if Tory Lanez gets about 10, 11 years. I mean, I was in the court during the Taxstone situation. I don't think he's gonna get the minimum. I just don't. Could he? Possibly. But I don't think he's gonna get the maximum because it's clear as day in the courtroom during the Troy Ave testimony. At least the way Troy Ave testified. He testified basically that they attacked Taxstone. That was the testimony. Like the jury is gonna look at that which way the jury is gonna look at it, but the judge is gonna see Taxstone was there and he got attacked. He was there, he got attacked. I'm gonna explain why I think this real quick. So there's a part where the judge was speaking, and so the prosecution wanted to bring in evidence of something that was said. Okay, so a lot of shit happened. So hold on. Let me start back. So while they was doing the Troy Ave testimony, they were able to ask Troy Ave about some of the lyrics that he made, speaking negatively about family members of the deceased, about Taxstone, and about all this other shit, right? So the prosecution then wanted to add in Taxstone's podcast. They let the jury leave the room. They wanted to add in Taxstone's podcast, where Taxstone specifically said that if anybody runs up on him, then he did the gun noise, right? So the judge did not allow for the jury to hear this. Now listen to why. He said because Taxstone very clearly, is basically stating not Troy Ave specifically, but if anyone was to first attack him, he's going to shoot them. And since it was a general statement, it will be prejudicial for them to then admit that into evidence, like he was saying, specifically talking to Troy Ave. So that was not allowed in the evidence. So because of his ruling on that specific piece of evidence, and because of the fact that Troy Ave got on the stand and said that he threw the first punch, I do not believe that Taxstone is going to get the maximum. And I do believe it's going to be closer to the minimum than it is even going to be to the minimum. That's just my opinion, and I could be wrong. I'm not the judge. But I did hear when the judge said that, and there was a couple of other rulings that the judge actually did make that lends to the idea that he does not believe that Troy Ave is as much of a victim as the situation perceives it to be. Just so we can be clear. So I don't think Taxstone is going to get the max, and I don't think he's going to get the minimum. But if he did, I'd be more surprised if he got the max, and if he got the minimum, I wouldn't be surprised at all, not even a little, like at all. But if he got the max, I would just be absolutely surprised. But I believe he's not going to get the minimum because somebody lost their life. I think that's the reason why he's not going to get the minimum. But I believe that he's not going to get the max. Just so we can be clear. But I would be absolutely surprised if they give him a shitload of years and then say suspended sentence. I'm gonna be like, what the fuck, fam? They can't do that anyway. Well, he could, but I doubt that he would because of the 700 plus going at Troy Ave comments, which I think he was doing because I think niggas was hitting him up. I'm going to say something real quick. So people will hit you up and tell you to post shit talking shit about other people. You understand what I'm saying? There's a couple of people that used to try to do that to me all the time, and I used to just laugh it off and then not do it because I'm not doing that. But there's people that'll just call you up and be like, they beefing with this nigga, so you got a bigger platform than me, so I want you to post the shit so niggas stop liking that person. You understand what I'm saying? And quite a few times people have approached me with that particular proposition or that particular position. So I do believe in my heart of hearts that a lot of the beef that Troy Ave had with Taxstone was other people's beefs that he was taking up for the other person against Troy Ave. Oh, pardon me, Taxstone was taking up for the other person against Troy Ave. I believe it was a lot of beefs that was not, had zero to do with Taxstone specifically. I think he was just, well, we don't like that nigga, he fake. I don't understand why niggas can't let people live, man. Like, that shit is crazy. Like, I'm gonna say something real quick, and this is some real shit, man. There's a lot of losers that make it, man. And it's not, they not making it. You understand what I'm saying? It's like, there's so much position, there's so much, I don't want to say losers, man, because that's not fair. But there's a lot of people with a lot of money and a fucked up mentality. There's a lot of people with a lot of resources with a fucked up mentality. There's a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? But y'all don't see them as being a bad person because they're sometimes attaching themselves to good movements. So you're like, nah, but that person do this and that person do that. But in reality, they like busy trying to hold back people that want to do more than them. You understand what I'm saying? Or have the ability to do more with them. Or you know what I'm saying? It's always that lack of compassion shit. You understand what I'm saying? Like a clout chaser is always gonna think the next person is clout chasing. You feel what I'm saying? Like even when you're not clout chasing, man. Like I'll do shit that's the opposite of clout chasing for that specific reason. You understand? You're not clout chasing. I don't do that. Over here thinking. What else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. What else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. What else y'all want to talk about? Those are the two topics I had. We 45 minutes into the show. Those are the two topics. I wanted to talk about vigilanteism, and I wanted to talk about the Casanova situation, which turned into the Taxstone situation. I don't really have much else that I wanted to discuss this morning. That whole Tory Lanez thing is just absolutely just a tragedy. Not just that the girl got shot, but y'all be out here, y'all keep playing with these women. That's one. And two, Troy Ave and Taxstone situation has one thing in common, and the one thing in common that it has is Troy Ave had a bodyguard there. I don't think the bodyguard took the stand, did he? I didn't hear about him taking the stand. Maybe he did, but why wouldn't Tory Lanez's people call the bodyguard to the stand so the bodyguard could confirm that Tory Lanez didn't fire the gun? Like Tory Lanez don't got to take the stand. You understand what I'm saying? In Taxstone situation, there was a ton of people in the fucking room that swear up and down, and they're swearing up and down amongst themselves that Troy Ave is the one that fired all the shots. You understand? Like there's people swearing up and down. I'm telling you this because I've heard this. There's people swearing up and down that Taxstone did not fire the gun at all, but yet nobody got on the stand, fam. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. They gonna have a million reasons in the world. Yo, I can't get on the stand. Like real nigga shit. Yeah, okay. You know what? I think I'd rather hang out with all the squares. I want to hang out with all the niggas. So if somebody do come murder me, that they be like, yo, fuck a snitch and get right on the stand and tell who murdered me. I want to hang out with those guys. I'm just saying, that's the guys I want to hang out with. I want to hang out with the guys that if somebody comes and, causes me to expire, that they will make sure that the individual doesn't get away with the damn deed. I want to hang out with those guys. All of you super real niggas that keep it real, that let your friends go to jail for crimes that they didn't commit. I don't know how badly I want to hang out with you guys. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I don't know how badly I want to hang out with you. Doesn't sound like my crowd. Shout out to Darkwing joining Frozen Army once again. Salute, my brother. Hope everything is going well with you. Yeah, yo, man. That's not, like that don't make sense. I'm gonna like that don't make sense. Man. People be really on don't make sense. Like we gotta change that whole snitching, no snitching narrative, fam. We gotta turn it into something else. We gotta turn it into the thing before the no snitching. Like we're not saying snitch. We're saying we gotta turn it into something else where we're doing something proactively so the crimes don't need to be committed that make niggas need to not snitch. We need to be proactive on doing things that's gonna not leave niggas in a situation where they feel like they need to commit some of these crimes. Tory Lanez 100%. I would have told on that chick. If I'm with you, and two chicks is fighting, I don't care if they fighting over me or not. One chick shoot the other chick, I'm not going to jail for that. I'm just letting I'm not going to jail for that. I'm not trying to hold you down. None of that. Why did you pull the gun? Yeah, happy Friday. That's a salute. If we get some drops going, I'm gonna go to West 4th today. If not, then we not going to West 4th. But if we get some community participation, we're gonna go to West 4th today. Anybody want to go to West 4th today? Bring some community participation. We go down to West 4th today and get some content. I don't think I'm gonna play at all, but we'll go down there because tomorrow I can't go. I promised some of the Coney Island basketball players that I'm gonna shoot tomorrow. We're gonna shoot in Coney Island, so I can't go tomorrow because we're gonna shoot out here. But today we can go to West 4th and shoot. We get some community participation. We go down to West 4th. Nah, you good. Appreciate you rejoining. YouTube has been dubbing everybody's jump off. So it is what it is. You just got to keep just rejoining. I don't know. Appreciate you. So yeah, we'll go get content outside. We get some community participation. We're gonna go get some content outside. What up, Arthur D Glass? Salute. Yeah, that's it. That's all I can do about that. We get a lot of community participation. We're gonna be outside all day. We get a little bit of participation. We're gonna go to West Fork. Um, what else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. I'm looking for some my phone and shit. And then I realized the phone I'm looking for is the phone I'm shooting from. So I can't even do the thing I was about to do. Oh, jeez. I've did that like 3 or 4 times, by the way. I was about to like say something, and then I'm looking for the phone, and I'm like, I should shoot my phone. I did that like a couple of times yesterday too. I did like 3 or 4 times today. Yeah, whatever y'all want to talk about, put it in the chat. Obviously, not me. Just whatever pop culture or some shit. What do y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. Nigga, Prize has admitted to being a government. What did I tell you? I want to say something real quick. So the government is saying Prize was working for China. Prize is saying Prize was working for the American government. This might be one of those situations where, when somebody gets caught doing a thing and they just disown them. So Prize, that probably what happened to Prize. Prize got caught doing a thing and the government said they just disowned them. They did them like not MIC. They did them like the Mission Impossible team. The Impossible's missions team, by the way, because that's actually what they call it. They did them like those guys. They said, we just disown you. We don't know who that guy is. Prize. Was he a rapper? They did Prize dirty. I would not be a fucking agent. I would not be a government agent. I wouldn't want to be a police agent. I wouldn't want to be no kind of agent, man. No kind of agent. No kind of agent. I wouldn't no kind of agent. Somebody, I just kicked somebody. They said, would somebody please give this man money for weed? Well, I don't need money for weed, but if y'all want to go to West 4th today, you could always pull up to the Cash App. If we get some good participation today, we go to West 4th. I mean, what else can I tell you? You can either believe me or not. That's it. If you don't believe me, don't believe me. You can either believe me or not. We get some participation, we go into West 4th. That's it. I'm still gonna try to go to West 4th, but if we get participation, we go into West 4th. That's it. If we don't, we don't. That's it. It's just that simple. I would like to go today because I already promised to be in Coney Island tomorrow to shoot basketball. So I would like to go today. We haven't been to West Fork in a couple of days now, like in almost a week, maybe a whole week. So I would like to go today. Yeah, I don't plan on playing if I go either. I plan on just filming, talking shit, just getting some, just filming. Just gonna go live. We have a basketball player around here. He just signed his letter of intent, I believe, to a college. It's pretty good. He's pretty good. It'd be nice to see him get with a coach that could work with him, like what they're gonna have with it. If he has somebody that could work with him 24/7, stuff like that. He a lot of potential. Extremely athletic. Extremely athletic. I was hooping with some other dudes the other day. This last weekend, I was hooping with some dudes. Like 2 or 3 of them, I really, really think is perfect for what I want to do over here. Absolutely perfect. It would be dope to get a tournament going over here in Seagate. I would love to do that. Get a Seagate tournament going. I might go talk to the people today. I was thinking about talking to the people that run the shit. I would love to get a Seagate tournament going. Maybe we get a tournament going for the kids and for the little kids, and get a tournament going for the teenagers. You know, just have stuff to do. You know what I'm saying? Got to do community stuff. Get a little tournament going. You know what I'm saying? And we got our own little cage, as y'all see. So get a tournament going. I want to get a tournament going. I'd love to do that. Somebody, I was talking to somebody the other day about it. They said, go talk to these guys about it. So, yeah, I'd love to get a tournament going. Get more than one tournament going. You know what I'm saying? They gonna need shirts. I got a shirt guy. I got to get him some work. So, they're gonna need shirts. I got a shirt guy. I'm trying to get him some work. So, I should go talk to them and see we can get a tournament going. You know, but the problem, if we even see, this is the issue. I don't know if we got enough kids or people, so I don't know how it's supposed to be. I guess if we have teams of 4, the court isn't really huge. I think teams of 4 would work. Teams of 4, you gotta add a dynamic. If we get 8 teams, I don't know how possible that is though. We get 8 teams, you know, 4 on this side, 4 on that side. You know, they play for position. The top 3 on either side makes it. The last ones, they're out. The first 2 teams that on either side, they exempt out of the first round. The second 2 teams play each other. Then they play the first 2 teams. And then they like that. No, that's if we could get 8 teams together. I think that'd be cool. I don't know. I'm gonna go talk to them today. Talk to somebody today. See who I gotta talk to. See who. Now that'd be dope. We gotta get some stuff going. Get some stuff going. That'd be a nice thing to bring to the page, also to the channel. So, like, this is the type of stuff I want to do. I think I'm in a community where we could do some of this stuff. Hopefully, we can get some of this stuff started this year. I want to do basketball stuff so bad. I would love to do baseball stuff too, just because I'm a baseball guy. I'm a baseball guy. Before baseball is my first sport. By the way, 1 second. Maybe if we get the tournaments going, some of y'all guys would like to, have your brandings on some of the would like to, how do you say, sponsor a team or 2. Maybe we get some teams to get sponsored by some businesses around here. Some shit. Get something going, community stuff. We gotta get some community stuff going. For real. I'm gonna go talk to some people. Probably today or tomorrow. I'm not 100% sure what time we got on here. What time is it? Probably today or tomorrow. Go talk to some people. I want to do some stuff there. Let's do some community service stuff. I want to do some community service stuff so bad. What else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. Basketball thing was just dope. So if we get I got this idea for this merch I want to make. It's gonna be dope. Okay, so I can't talk about it. I can't talk about it. I gotta do it first. But yeah, so we could do a tournament. I would love to. We should, like, they have. There's no reason why Seagate shouldn't have a tournament here every summer, at least for, well, uh, the teens and for the kids. There's no reason why they should. Um, Shit, if they need to get help, I do a workshop with kids. A couple of times a week, I'll go do a workshop with some kids that need a little bit of assistance or help. I'll go do a workshop. Why not? Get out there, show them, like, a little something here and there. Why not? I think stuff like that is fun, man. Like, I think it's fun to, like, I'm that guy. Like, I think it's fun to go. Uh, Most men enjoy giving instruction, right? I'm not a woman. I can't speak on that type of shit. But most men enjoy giving instruction. We just don't want to have to keep repeating ourselves. But most men love giving instruction. So most men, I would assume, like knowing about a thing and telling someone that don't know about it. So men love to teach. I would think. I know I do. And to be perfectly honest, damn near every male in my family is the same way. Love to teach. I'm just speaking facts. The men in my family love to teach, man. It can get me annoying sometimes, but they love to teach. So I would definitely do a workshop out there with the kids a couple of times a week. When I go out there now, I try to, I see a kid might not have the confidence, because shooting jump shots is a lot about confidence also. Not have the confidence, or might have a little hitch or in their shot or something, and I try to help out. I don't have a fear of somebody becoming better than me at anything. I've been really good at a lot of shit for long periods of time in my life. I don't have that fear. Most of the time people get scared somebody is gonna become better than them at something. It's because they've never been good at anything. You know what I'm saying? I've been good at a lot of shit for long periods of time, through long periods of my life. So I'm never scared of anybody, or worried that anybody is gonna be better than me at something. Like, I can't think of a time that I applied. I can't think of a time I applied myself and failed. Like, I like that doesn't happen. Like, when I apply myself, I succeed. Period. That's not even a question. Anything y'all want to talk about, put it in the chat, man. We got 48 people in here. I only got 14 likes. So I'm assuming that only 2 of the people in here currently actually hit the like button. So I'm probably only talking to about 2 or 3 people. Anything y'all want to talk about, put it in the chat. I'm not gonna lie, I just assumed the majority of y'all just come here to see me fail or some shit. I ain't being honest with you. Somebody took their like back. They said, fuck that. Frost don't deserve no likes. We should all hate him and want him dead. We should all hate Frost. Everybody should hate him. There's no real reason. He didn't do anything to anybody, but he's alive. We don't. None of us want him to be alive. All of us want him dead. Let's take all the likes back. Every like that ever existed. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I don't live in the real world. I don't live in the real world, man. I live in an alternate reality. I live in a different world. I live in a real world. You people have no idea how blessed you are. You have no idea how blessed. You get to live in a real world where the things that you do, if it's good, then you get appreciated for it. And if it's bad, you don't. I live in a world that no matter how good I am at anything, it don't matter. So just be happy you live in the real world, man. Where the things you do matter. Things I do don't matter. If they mattered, I try so much harder. It just don't matter. What y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. Other day I was playing basketball, so I was mad weak. I had not ate all day, right? So I'm shooting, and I'm like, why is everything off? I'm going for layups. I'm beating the guy to the basket. I'm going for the layup, but when I'm getting to the end of the play, I just don't got no energy. I'm like, so I come all the way back home. And I'm like, yo, I didn't eat today. It's probably like 6, 7 o'clock. I'm like, yo, I didn't eat today. And then I start realizing, you know what? Probably that's why I was missing all of them easy ass shots. I just lost all of those basketball games today because I just had no energy. And so now I'm thinking about the shit. And I'm like, I might just also feel like, I don't know. I'm just thinking about this shit right now. Maybe I just, in a really subconscious way, I just feel like it don't matter what I do. Like, it don't matter how good I am. It don't matter. Hmm. There's something to think about. Just be happy y'all live in the real world, man. Where your life matters. Just be happy. I don't live in that world. I wish I did. Anything y'all want to talk about, put it in the chat, man. I'm done. I don't have nothing to discuss at this moment. I'm done. I have zero to discuss at this moment. I don't think I could work hard enough. Like that's what it is. I don't think I could work hard enough. I don't it don't matter how hard I work, there's nothing ever gonna come of it. So I just don't think I could work hard enough. You neither what? I don't understand what you're talking about. Yeah, I just don't think I could work hard enough. It's a waste of time. Anyway, what else? What y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat, fam. If y'all don't got nothing to talk about, I'm about to let y'all go. As y'all can know, it's just I don't got nothing to talk about. That's all I had. The topics I have for today. That's all the topics I have for today. I hear you. I hear you. What else y'all got? No, nothing. Is that if that's it? I'm gonna give it another minute or two, and I'm gonna let y'all go. Mind my business. Mind my business. I can't see the Cash App, so maybe I'll check it after and see if we're gonna go to West Fourth or not. If we get something in the Cash App, we're gonna go to West Fourth. Something reasonable. Like somebody sent like $3. We're not going to West Fourth. We get something reasonable in the Cash App. We're gonna go to West Fourth, and you're gonna know because we're gonna be at West Fourth filming basketball today. Other than that, I should have my phone, but my speaker plugged in. Well, yeah, but I don't think nobody's gonna pull up, so it don't matter. That's it. All right, everybody, just go enjoy your day. Go do something worthwhile, fam. And in the name of the Most High, remember, uh, go do something worthwhile. Do something good. Go have compassion. Right? We really live in a world of no compassion. All people is doing is waiting to cheer the next person's failure. Like that's the world we live in. Like, comment, subscribe. Your notification game. Hashtag Room Spoilers. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. Yeah, I haven't forgotten about you. That's all I got.